All right, welcome back. We have 355 stories on realcopstoriesvideos.com. Look them up, enjoy yourselves. There's some disclaimers on there. Some of them are really gross. 139 is a doozy, just for preference. But anyway, now we're going a different direction, okay? You're asking me questions, sending me questions, and send me questions on this site, okay? It's rsbcopstories@gmail.com, okay? Send me questions, I'll answer them. Peace, keep them clean, and enjoy them, and I'll probably answer either on video, or if you really want me to answer them, I can do it, you know, type some if you really want an answer like that. Anything to do with police work, anything. Okay, now we have another question comes in, and here's the question.
What injuries have you sustained while on the job?
Okay, there was several, and I'll give you the first one of them, okay? Working uniform, I had about maybe 3 years on, and I was between partners. I had a partner for a year, and then he leaves, and then you get scrambled with other officers, and then I picked up another partner for another year, and then, you know, it's in those days they've changed now. In those days they wanted you to be together for a while so you can learn tactics and be safe, but now they don't want you to be together because they think you're conspiring to do something dumb. I don't know, it goes in stages, I don't know. But those days you had long partners, but this guy was a really good guy. We were almost within months of each other out of the academy. We had about 3 years on. Uniform patrol. Okay, so this is how things happen, man. A little thing becomes a big thing, okay? So we get a radio call. Possible suicide. Possible jumper, okay? And there was a bridge going over the LA River, and the river is the separation between the other division and our division. Side note, years before that, they had a body that jumped off the bridge. They didn't know if it was suicide or homicide. He landed right in the middle of the river. There's a little you know, this high, this wide trough where the water goes down the middle of the river, because the river doesn't have water in it most of the time. And the body fell there, so each division homicide unit came out to roll, and they're arguing over who's going to handle this body, because if it's a homicide, there's going to be a long-term investigation. Neither one wanted that body. They were saying, it's yours, it's mine, because he's laying right on the border, okay? So they had to call downtown to have the officer of the day, a captain, come out and make a decision, because they're arguing. Nobody wants to take this responsibility. This little thing you don't see on television, okay? So this captain, using his head, says, well, he looks at the body and goes, wherever the head is, gets the body. The head was at that side, so you get the body. Oh, man, this has been made. Because he was laying literally right up, here's the trough, he's laying like this, okay? I guess that's why you get paid captain's pay to make a decision like that. Anyway, so back to the original call. Anyway, that's just a little side note there. Just stuff that goes on, kind of goofy. Okay, I'm not laughing at the dead body. It turned out it was a suicide. I'm just saying that what happens, the administrative dynamics here. I don't want the body, you take the body, I don't want it. Okay. So we're at the same location, pretty much, a block or two away. Well, before every overpass of the bridge, the builders built a little side-out thing with a cement bench, and it's a little outcropping where you could walk up before you go across the pedestrian of the bridge, and just sit there and look at the lights, and it's just basically like a little, it's like a picnic table made out of cement. Along the wall is a bench they made, so you can sit there, and just look at the city. It's pretty at night, actually, very pretty. Okay, well, that's where the call came out at, possible jumper. So we roll up there. We're in uniform. We get out of the car, and my partner's a pretty good-sized guy. He's like 6 foot, 220. We're both big guys, so we get out, and he's not Latino. It doesn't really matter, because the people were Latino, but they spoke English, just so you know who the players are. I don't say this stuff to be racial. I'm just trying to give you the picture of who's where and how. So we walk up. She's crying, okay. He's, like this, doing the old macho thing. And we say, okay, what's going on here? Nothing. You can leave. Okay, well, that's not how it works. Okay, so we want to make sure everybody's okay. She's crying, so maybe he hit her. Who knows? Okay, I'm okay. We had a fight. Okay, I took her kind of to the side, and meanwhile he's got a jacket on and he's put his hands in his jackets. Okay, one thing police don't like is to have people put hands in their pockets. Now you may think it's chicken, but no, that's where they hide guns. You can't see the hands will kill you. So if you can't see what's in the hands, you've got a problem. So my partner, take your hands out of your pocket. Oh, you shouldn't be here. Blah, blah. And he starts to put his hands in his pockets again. Well, I see that. We have a saying in those days, I doubt if we do it now. You ask someone to do something, you tell someone to do something, and you make someone do something. That's the way they taught us. You ask, and it's usually pretty quick. Ask, tell, make. It isn't like, let's have a seminar, let's talk about this. No. Take your hands out of your pockets. No. Take your hands out of your pockets. No. Then you just grab them. Okay, that's what we did. So we grabbed him. Okay, well, he didn't like being grabbed. And like I told you before in the cop videos, unlike firemen, social workers, and all this stuff, we have to put hands on people. We have to detain them. We have to move them. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't want to be touched, especially by law enforcement. So when you grab someone, you better be prepared to do what you have to do. We were just going to keep his hands. We were going to cuff him and then search him and see what he had. Because we thought maybe he had drugs, a gun, who knows. She's crying, so maybe who knows what's going on here. We don't know. So we go to grab him, and he gives us the resistance with fists. Okay, well, you know, we used to make a joke where we put in a report, he had a clenched fist. Never heard of an unclenched fist. It's words I know, but anyway. So he goes like this, right? Well, so I'm on the correct side. In those days, we could choke people. It's on the wrestling matches where you go around like this, and you put this part of your arm right up against his throat, and you pull, and you take the air out of him. Okay. So I get behind him, and I'm choking him. Well, he's fighting, so I'm falling backwards, and I fell on my back, and he's on top of me. Kind of like, it was a control fall. It wasn't like I fell, but it was like I'm dropping down to get him, and then I pull him back, and I'm kind of rolling on my back. Partner sees that. Well, what happened is when I rolled him, I turned, and my knee hit the curb. And the curve there was not a normal curve. It was pretty high, because the way the road was built, they were building up this sidewalk, so they built up the curve a little higher. Hit my knee, okay? I've got her on the throat. I go, ah, like that. Well, my partner comes up with his baton and hits the guy in the gut. Then he swings his baton, but he catches my knee, okay? You talk about yelling. I yelled big after that one. I hit my knee. It wasn't that bad, but then he hit me with a baton, and it really hurt. I mean, really hurt. I went, ah, my knee, my knee. And he comes up and hit him again. I went, no, you hit my knee. You know, so he goes, ah. So we roll him over. We cuff him. Okay, so I could barely stand. I was like, oh, you know, my knee, you know. So then we call for, okay, so the guy's down. He's, you know, we check him. He's clean. We run his record. He's clean. He's just having a fight with his girlfriend. Oh, what do you do about this? We had to choke him. So I call a supervisor. He rolls up. And meanwhile, I'm sitting at the curb next to the suspect, you know. Oh, he walks up. What's wrong with you? I need to tell a good supervisor. Two people sitting here. The bad supervisor walk up to the suspect. Are you okay, sir? The good suspect go to his officer. Are you okay? Okay? That's a little different there. A little difference there that you learn as you do this sort of thing. Are you okay? Yeah. Oh man, I hit my knee and then he hit my knee. What? He goes, what? I said, I'm sorry. He goes, you hit his knee? You know, I'm sorry, boss. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Okay. So then we told him what happened. Says, okay, well, no crime except resisting the investigation, interfering with us. So he called another unit because I couldn't walk very well, and said, book this guy for interfering with an investigation. It's a misdemeanor. Usually they don't file charges unless it's a major thing. Just to get him, just to justify this and the stop. And we had a radio call, so we were there. Just didn't pick him out of a crowd. We were there directed to go there. There was a problem here. She said they had a fight. Okay, fine. So they took him away. So I limp in the car, take me to the hospital. They look at it, x-ray, nothing's broken, but you know, it's swollen. Okay, so they wrap it. And I was able to drive home. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. It hurt like something. They gave me some pills and whatever, so okay, fine. So I was off for like a couple days. Put me off for a couple days. The doctor did. So then I get before I go back to duty, you have to go to therapy. And the doctor has to sign you off that you're able to work the street. I'm a young guy. I'm probably 27 years old, maybe. Yeah. So, you know, young, crazy, dumb. So, you know, healthy. So now the swelling's gone down, but it hurts a little bit. You know, I had some ice on it in the evenings and stuff. So I go over to this particular little hospital that all they do is workman's comp stuff. They do people that get injured on duty. They do Caltrans therapy. They do everybody that goes there for therapy. The whole place is nothing but elbows, arms, shoulders, you know, to get people back to work. They have workman's comp doctors all over the place. I shouldn't say workman's comp doctors. There's doctors working for the city and county that work there, and they get you so you can go back to work, pretty much. I should say workman's comp. It's the wrong word. That's another whole different thing. Okay. So I go in there, okay, and the nurse comes over, okay, he says, what's wrong with you? Oh, yeah, I got your thing here. Okay, well, you know, take your pants off, leave your underwear on, go over to a therapy table, and I'll be there in a little bit. We'll get some hot pads on it, and he'll give you 2 or 3 hours of therapy, and we'll move your leg a little bit, and the doctor will look at you, and we'll see how, okay, fine. I felt pretty good. I thought, okay, fine, so I'll do it. All right. I tell you, my story is like going on a train, and sometimes I get off the track, you know, for a while, and then get back on. Okay, this is getting off the track. Okay, when I was little, and you were little, when you were all little, what did your mom always say? Make sure you have clean underwear, okay? And also, a little caveat on that, make sure your underwear is not holy, okay? Well, you know, I was married 3 or 4 years. My wife took care of me, God bless her, and you know, we don't have a lot of money, so I can't go out and buy, you know, Calvin Klein underwear. We got Hanes or whatever that's on sale at the market. Anyway, and I should have checked that night, or that day, but I didn't. Okay. Now, please don't get excited. This is not dirty underwear. Okay. My underwear's clean. Okay. But here's what happened. Oh, by the way, okay, I go into a room and there's probably maybe 20 tables in there. It's a sea of therapy tables, and they're all full. And you know what they're full of? Motor officers. Okay, which makes sense. They fall down, they drop their bikes, so they're there for, knees, elbows, hips, they're all, and they're just laying there, with their, just in their underwear, and they've all got various heating pads, either on their ankles or their knees, and they're just laying there getting heat. That's all they're doing. Some guys have shoulder stuff on their arm, elbows, and that's all it is. It's their, a couple days therapy, back to work. I don't have time to nonsense, put workman's company on that stuff. Okay. So I walk in, okay, fine. So I take my pants off, and I lay on the table, and just waiting for the nurse, okay, and I'm seeing a guy waving, they know I'm not a motor officer, because those guys, motor officers in those days, it's hard to try to make a point here. Where do motor officers come from? Well, they come from younger officers, but most of the time you see motor officers that are 20 years or more on the department. So I'm in there with guys that are 41 and higher, 40 to 50, 55, because they stay there forever, because they got motorcycles, they take it home, they get a free car, so you find so they know, me being a young guy, that I'm not a motor officer. Just seeing me, they know I'm not a motor officer. You can usually tell a little bit. So they're all laying around me, and I'm laying there, hey, how's it going? Yeah, where do you work? Oh, yeah. And a couple of guys looking, they're smiling, they're looking away, and I'm thinking, at the time I never thought of it. They're looking at me, they're smiling, they're looking away. Okay. So here comes the nurse, okay? I can see her come when she got one of those. In the old days, they had like these, I don't know what they would call them. It was like a pad that had like inserts in them. So they wrap around, and they're cloth, and they put them in hot water, and they take them out and put them, not like nowadays everything's electric, and they put them on there. Okay, so she's got that pad, she's walking towards me. And then for some reason, because I was insecure about my package to make sure that I'm in the proper position. Does that make sense for the guys out there? Okay. And this might be a gross alert. Let me give you about 5 seconds to get anybody out of the room, okay? You'll give you 5 seconds here. Just because, yeah, okay. I'll clean my nose while I'm waiting for you to get the kids out of the room, okay? My associate knows what's coming. Okay, so. All right, kids are out of the room? Okay, I warned you. Okay, so now she's getting closer, and I'm checking my underwear to make sure I'm okay, because I don't want anybody, I'm a happily married man. I don't even look at this stuff, another lady. Well, I reached down, and my underwear was torn at the crotch. It had a hole this big in the crotch, and I'm hanging out, okay? My 2 friends are hanging out. The main guy's not hanging out, but the 2 associates are hanging out. And I look down, and a couple of guys over there, they're looking at me, they just start laughing. I'm going, thanks a effing lot. I reach in there and I put them in. And then I turn kind of to the side, try to close the area with my legs. Nurse gets up there, what's going on? I'm a little shy. Okay, well, don't worry about it. I've been doing this for 20 years. Just lay down. Okay, and I kept myself closed. And she put the heat on, and I'm laying there, and I look at those guys. She walks away and going, thanks a lot. I go, oh, we wanted to see what her reaction was when she saw it. Doggone, they're disappointed because I caught it in time. Because they're trying to shock these nurses who've been around for 25, 30 years. Really going to shock one of these nurses? And that's the wrong place to go. These guys have seen everything, you trust me. Okay, and again, in those days, a lot of those nurses were married or engaged to policemen, so isn't that, everybody's kind of a family, So, I did that for an hour or so, and then she left, I waited, and then she goes, as she's walking away, you can put your pants on, okay, I'll be in a minute. Then she gets out of view and her pants on. I give all these guys a finger, they're laughing, they thought it was hilarious. So I get home, I got home, took underwear, I threw them in the trash. I wasn't mad at my wife. I'm the one that checks, I have to check my equipment. It's not her job to check I don't check her equipment or her coverage. Check my coverage, So anyway, that was my injury, and I was back to work. Well, I took like 3 days off, the initial shock, and then I had a couple days. So I took about a week off. Now, believe me, I didn't like to be off. When you're a young guy like that, you want to go out there and be where the action is, and and of course I came back to work, and when I came back, I had a different partner. But you go to roll call, and there's the guy that hit me, and he goes, hey, and I walk back, and as soon as I see him, I start doing I start really limping, Look what you did to me, and everybody's looking because they already heard that one of because it's a small group of guys, and you always hear what's going on. And they heard that he had hit me with a stick and, and incapacitated me. So everybody looks around. I'm over there walking in like this, Look what you did to me. You ruined me. And everybody's laughing. F you. And everybody's laughing. And, again, another incident occurred and another one comes on and it goes away. That wasn't a biggie, but it's pretty good. So this lesson here is, clean and make sure you don't have any holes in your underwear, especially guys, because it's freaking embarrassing. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.